minutes in. We're missing Chef Patrick Mosier today, so I don't want to have any dead air, and he helps me with filling in that dead air. So Michael should be calling in here any second. Let me go ahead and share this.
He's on the line.
Oh, he's on. He's ready? Well, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, what's going on, Michael? How are you?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Doing
How
good,
you doing
man.
today?
Doing good. So Patrick's not here, and he usually he's a talker, so he gets me through this when I don't have things to say since I'm so new. And I'm so glad you called in because we're only 30 seconds in, so we're good.
Right. Yeah.
So how are things going? Where you at? So where are you out of? Where's base camp?
We're just north of Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Yeah,
Okay,
north
so
of
Georgia.
Atlanta, between
Georgia.
Atlanta and Chattanooga.
Okay.
Yep.
Awesome, man. Awesome. So, tell me about your position at GrillGrate, and basically just tell everybody that's listening who you are, because no one can see you since you're not live with me.
Yeah. Well, I am. My name is Michael Dellaporta. I go by Chef Michael here at GrillGrate. Been with the business almost 10 years, and there's pretty much everything except for signing the checks I've done at one point or another here. But my main moniker is webmaster and corporate chef, and I also handle some of the high-level customer service, when you have issues that, could potentially become a problem. I usually step in and take care of that kind of stuff and help out.
Awesome. So are you?
But lots of different things.
Right. Are you the social media guy? Do you do all the Facebook and Instagram posts, or is that somebody else?
I used to.
Okay.
It's been handed off, and it kind of gets handed around. Like there's a few different people that spearhead that. It's a work in progress, It can always get better. We've been doing a lot of work on our YouTube channel. I don't know if you've been out there, but it looks amazing. And it's for the first time we actually have to monitor and check comments and reply to people.
Right, for sure, engagement.
So yeah.
So on YouTube it's going to be under GrillGrates. Is that correct?
GrillGrate, singular.
GrillGrate.
No S.
Okay, yeah. Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah, check out the channel. There's lots of good videos. We're pumping stuff out all the time. We just got done doing this 8 Ways to Grill Chicken series, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of work, but it was
Right.
a lot of fun, and the end result was really cool. So
awesome, man. Awesome. So so I got obviously a few questions. I sent them to you that way you're pre-prepared. But I read on the website that GrillGrate started in 2007 by Brad Barrett. So do you, since you're obviously not Brad, but you've been there for a while, what is the backstory? How did it, start from, concept to execution? What can you, lay that out for everybody?
The origin of it was one of the folks that I don't recall if he was working for him at the time or he was a former boss of his, but he had gone to visit him and was, I believe, in this guy's office, and the guy was an investor and, had his hands in all different sorts of things. And he had a version of the GrillGrate that, obviously Brad didn't come up with, but it was something similar, and basically was like, here, you think you can do something with this? Go for it. And gave him this thing and gave him the rights, and he took it and tweaked it and it went through a bunch of different incarnations. When it first started out, it had a coating on it. As we know, coatings tend to peel and they can be toxic.
Right.
And then, lots of other little changes too. Like in the beginning, all there was, like 1 or 2 sizes. And now we're up to, I want to say, about 50 different SKUs. So, I mean, it's really exploded. So.
Awesome, man. Sounds like you're one of the only products of its kind that I know of in the grilling world. Is that correct, or am I making
stuff
I mean,
up? There's other aftermarket grates. I mean, Man Grate makes a grate, but theirs is one size. It's cast iron. Yeah, it's cast iron.
Okay.
So it's really not going to have anything much more going for it than a lot of these grills that come with cast iron grates to begin with.
For sure.
And then there's Craycourt. Craycourt does stuff, I believe, for Kamados that are aftermarket grates. But no, as far as what we're doing, it's definitely incredibly unique, and it's a difficult thing for people to wrap their heads around when they first see it. Like they don't understand it, and once they get it, they get it. But
and that's why you're on the show right now.
I always tell people, it's like, this is not like, people say, how come you're not in Home Depot or Lowe's? This doesn't jump off the shelf into your cart. You've got to know what you need before you go shopping, and then there's so many different types of grills out there that, we're just making sets up on the fly, so to speak. We get your length, your width, and we match you up with the right amount of panels, and there you go. But to somebody walking off the street, not knowing a thing about grill grates, they're going to be completely, they're not going to have a clue what to do. So why would they spend their money on it?
Yep, for sure. For sure, man. GrillGrate, I mean, that's, you got something versus what all the other names that you named. Of course, I've never heard of those, and you obviously would know because that's the business you are in. But I'm sure all the listeners that I have listening right now only know GrillGrate, and if they don't know any other thing other than what comes on the grill itself. So you are doing something good for sure. And then also catering to.
It's a fun business.
Oh, for sure. And when you got a plethora of models that you cater to, from a Weber to pellet grills to, y'all are doing, like you said, more than just one. So that alone is
yeah, we've got grates for every grill basically, and now we're really trying to break into the professional market, and we've got a new product that we came out with that is aimed solely at the professional industry. It's got about almost a third to about half more mass. It's got more holes, and the idea is it's just going to be more sturdy, and it's going to have a longer life in situations when people are running their grills full blast for 12 hours a day. So
okay.
We had a really good reception at the restaurant show this past year, and it's been 5 years coming, and I think we've finally broken into it to where, kind of like what you're saying, that people know it now.
Right.
We're not unknown.
So that was going to be part of my last question of new products. Is that something you want to give more detail on, since we're already talking about it? This more professional.
The professional grate. Yeah. So we've got two versions. We've got the professional grill grate, and that's the one, like I was saying, that's got more holes in it. It's a lot more mass than the original. And then we've also got our griddle grate, which is essentially a grill grate without holes, and it's intended to go on top of like a flat top griddle. You see in restaurants,
right? A
plancha, if you will. And the idea was, people were just using them on flat tops, but what would happen is, you end up with some grease underneath the grill grates on a flat top, and they're going to want to skate around. And so by removing the holes, any of that grease channels down into the front of the flat top into its grease trap. And so we we're able to solve that problem. But so yeah, two different products. One's for a grill, one is for a flat top.
Awesome.
And the flat top one is great because a lot of these kitchens don't have a lot of space, and they may only have a flat top, and they don't have the ability to offer grilled food. But by using a griddle grate on their flat top, they can actually, lay down some beautiful sear marks and sell grilled food.
Nice. So get some sear marks on the steaks and stuff. So let's just say, for instance, probably on the border could utilize something like that and put some of those sear marks on their fajita meats, or just for even appearance purposes too.
We did testing. I think Qdoba, and there's a couple other chains out there that have taken notice, and we're just kind of waiting to see what happens. Sooner or later, something's bound to happen with this one because it's a really, really good product.
Awesome, man. Yeah.
But other than that, we've got, we started selling a new accessory. We don't manufacture it, but we sell this thing called the Heat Wave, which anybody that owns a pellet grill, a bigger pellet grill, not so much a tailgater, needs to know about this product because it essentially sits on the ledge in the front and the back of the pellet grill. It's like, imagine like a C of stainless steel, like the letter C. And so as that air is coming up in the front and the back of the pellet grill, it's redirected right to the grate surface as opposed to going right out the stack. And it absolutely makes a pellet grill much hotter at the surface.
Okay.
And so we've been doing that, and there's been a lot of excitement about that one. It's made by this company called Smokin' Brothers. They also make pellet grills. So that's pretty cool. And then working on another prototype for another grill brush. We constantly are trying to get our arms around this whole cleaning thing. It's the number one thing we hear from customers. How do you clean these things? So we actually filmed a video earlier today with Brad kind of doing a deep clean on his gas grill. So we'll have that coming out here next week.
And that'll be on, that video will be on YouTube, or will it be on Facebook as well?
Yeah, it'll be on, we'll send it out on Facebook, but almost all of our videos live on YouTube as well.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
So I've kind of touched on GrillGrate and, the benefits of it and why someone should use it before, but since I have the man on the line, go ahead and tell us, tell people about, it's a hard anodized aluminum. The valleys when the meat, drops and hits.
I'm quite good at this. I've got a spiel. We do a lot of trade shows, and so I'm pretty good at giving it in a nutshell pretty quickly. GrillGrates, they're alternative grilling surface for your grill. They can go on top of what you've already got, or they can replace in a lot of cases. They're made from hard anodized aluminum, so they're never going to rust. Aluminum is incredibly conductive. It's almost as conductive as copper or gold, and so that means you're going to have very even heat. It's very efficient at heating up, and it's going to cool down quicker too. Obviously, the beautiful sear marks that the GrillGrates produce, but any of the fat and moisture that comes out of the food, when it hits the superheated valleys, vaporizes right back up into the food. In a traditional grill, it's going to have to go down and hit like a flavorizer bar or hit the charcoals before it vaporizes. With GrillGrates, that's going on right below the food, and so the end result is going to be a more tasty, juicier, more flavorful piece of food. And then the other thing, too, is it's a reversible cooking system. As the people in social media land taught us this. Flip them over, use it as a griddle, and you've got two different surfaces. Yep. So it's very versatile, if you will.
For sure.
And we've got sizes and shapes to fit just about any grill out there on the market, pellets, charcoal, gas, you name it. And we're actually, a lot of people are taking grates and putting them in a bag and putting them in their car because they go to camp or they go to these parks and they, don't want to cook on that grill surface, but they still want to cook. So I know more than one customer who's like, yeah, I've got them in my trunk everywhere I go. So
that is perfect for a camper or anyone that goes out with their RV to a campsite. That is perfect. I think I need to get me another.
You can make an impromptu grill. All you need is just something to support these things over a heat source, and you've got yourself a grill.
Yeah, absolutely.
We had a guy that basically dug a hole in the beach in South Carolina, lit charcoal, and then put a couple of birch branches, straddling the sides of this hole, and then laid the grill grates on top of that and turned it into an impromptu beach grill.
Nice.
So, and I believe he was actually catering for a small party or something because he sent all these really beautiful, elaborate pictures. So our customers are great. They find so many different interesting and innovative ways to use the product, and they get so excited too. I can't tell you how many times you've heard this has actually made me become a better griller. I used to never want to grill. Now I'm doing it 4 or 5 times a week, so absolutely, it's rewarding.
Man. Oh yeah, for sure. I got people commenting. Are you watching the Facebook feed right now?
I am not. No. I should probably do that.
Yeah, you can, and you can share it on y'all's page if they haven't already. But I got people saying y'all are awesome, GrillGrate, because I got a lot of people that use it. And of course, it comes with all the RecTech. Most of the RecTechs used to come with the GrillGrates, correct? Depending on the package. Maybe this was previous.
Yes, RecTech is one of our biggest customers.
Okay.
And basically, anybody that owns a RecTech knows about GrillGrates. They call them sear plates. That's one of those things we're kind of like, but we'll let them call them whatever they want as long as they keep buying them.
And that's how I got into GrillGrate was when I got my my RT300 back in 2017. So that's when I first was introduced to GrillGrate and realized, this thing is awesome.
I've got their new Trailblazer, and I just love that thing. It gets so hot, and it's so consistent. I am not a barbecue cook aficionado. I am not from Texas. I'm from New York. I just kind of learned as I go.
Right.
And I'll tell you what, this thing, I can make a brisket as good as any brisket I've ever had anywhere else. And it's not me. It's the grill. It truly is. All I'm doing is trimming it up and seasoning it. It's the grill that does all the work. And it's so versatile. It gets hot as heck. And it doesn't eat a lot of pellets. I love the Wi-Fi capability on my phone. I can be at work and have a butt going at home and be confident that things are cool.
Absolutely. Yeah, I got the Trailblazer too just probably a month ago. So I got both the small ones. And I like the small ones better than the bigger ones too on the pellet smokers just because it holds that heat a little bit better. It heats up quicker versus the 700.
It heats up quicker, yeah. Grant, you don't have the space, but it's the versatility and the ease,
Absolutely.
And I honestly, we've got big smokers and stuff here, so if I ever had the need to do a bunch of barbecue, I've got all the equipment in the world. But at home, there's no need for me to have a big old grill.
Yep.
I've got a couple kettles and the Trailblazer and a pit barrel, and I'm set. That's all I need.
There you go. So what was the first GrillGrate made for? So what model did y'all gear it towards, or was it just a generic, size? Did y'all specifically make
It was a generic size.
Okay.
I mean, it was the 13 3/4 size was our flagship. That was the first one he brought out. And as after a while, it was, he marketed basically to gas grill owners, and then other people figured it out, and so then it was going on charcoal grills, and they were just using the rectangle panels, basically creating a rectangle on a round surface. And then we had people who had green eggs who were buying them and modifying them themselves, and it gave us the idea of, well, hey, why don't we do this? And so then we, started cutting them with, the cut corners. We call them miter cuts, and then we have radius cuts for like the Weber kettles, and the rest is history. Pellet grill sear stations kind of fell into place when we started dealing with RecTech, and that's actually probably our biggest market right now. So
awesome.
It's amazing. Everybody's buying pellet grills.
Yeah. It makes it a lot easier, obviously, and the versatility of baking, searing, roasting.
Well, and the thing that's great too is, and I really think that a lot of these companies have figured it out. Somebody that comes out with a new pellet grill manufacturer, years ago, there was no precedent. There was nothing really for them to build on. And so now here we are, we're like phase 2.0, where like these controllers work. These controllers are accurate. These controllers don't break down. That's always been the biggest issue with those pellet grills. And it's amazing. It's like science. It really is. You can watch the temperature chart graph on your phone, and 2 degrees variance, and you get a little uptight, whereas anybody else is smoker and they're going 30, 40, 50 degrees,
Right. Yeah, for sure. So the only pellet smoker you ever deal with, is it RecTech, or do you have a favorite pellet smoker brand? Yeah, I know we're kind of going off of GrillGrate topic, but.
Yeah, no. Definitely RecTech. I love my RecTech.
Yeah.
They're a great company, a great group of guys. Obviously, Yoder is right up there too. They are amazing smokers. They are just built to last. They're another big company,
that's a tank.
Customer of ours. Yeah, it is a tank.
I had the YS640,
really man.
Don't have it no more, but
yeah, Brad's got that up on his deck.
Okay,
and, it is just a beast, man. And that one too. As far as direct grilling, that thing is just, it's good as any gas grill out there, or charcoal grill. That thing shoots out a campfire.
It does.
We've also got a Smokin' Brothers pellet grill here too that I have not given enough love. I do need to do some real cooking on it. They brought it up here to us a while back, and it is enormous. It's got a 40-pound hopper.
So it's almost like the Bull in size.
Yeah.
Smokin' Brothers. I'll have to look that up. Smokin' Brothers. Okay. Okay.
They're American-made smokers, all good company, real good people.
Okay. Nice. So what was my other question? So you kind of, your future, what are the future goals for GrillGrate? Y'all seeing yourself coming up with even more stuff than you've already kind of spilled as far as the professional line?
Yeah.
You got anything else you can?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't, anybody that enjoys what they're doing in any sort of business, you're never just going to sit back and rest on your laurels. We're constantly looking for a way to improve something, whether it's the manufacturing process or, the anodization process. And then I'm always on the lookout just for new ideas and different, places that I think, there's a market for something. Like when I first came on, we didn't have any cleaning accessories at all. None. There was nothing. It was never addressed.
Right.
And so, I started developing our grill brush that we have and getting those prototypes. And then we've got a scraper, too, that was something that came out of, one of my brainstorming sessions. And it's pretty cool. You make these things, you come out with them, and then people buy them and buy them and buy them. And all of a sudden, it's like our grill brush is our number one selling item. So, but yeah, as far as anything immediately on the horizon, I think it's really, we're going after this professional market. Ideally, at some point, it would be nice to have a gas grill OEM. That's the one market where we don't have anybody that's selling us to go with their grills.
Right.
So that's something that we're always on the lookout for. And I don't know. Just continue doing what we're doing, enjoying the ride, having fun, and growing. So got a lot of growing pains going on right now in this warehouse.
Right. So with the gas grills, are you saying instead of them being just the regular grill grates that are in there, it would be y'all's GrillGrates in there, or it would be a package deal where they would just replace the stock ones with GrillGrate?
It could be either or. I mean, ideally, we would love it if it was just ours.
For sure.
And that was what it came with.
One and done.
But I mean, we'd be completely open to somebody offering it as an upgrade. And it's tough. Some of these bigger grill manufacturers, they kind of live in a bubble, and they don't see any issues with their grill surface, and so therefore there's not a problem. Whereas it's the consumers that are using it and experiencing it and seeing the problems, not the grill manufacturers.
Right. Yeah. The end user. So what made y'all come up with the Great Tongs versus just your normal?
I mean, it was an idea for an accessory, because people use tongs when they're grilling, and we were like, well, let's make one that's compatible with our grilling system. It gets down in the rails and allows you to lift the food up. It's real handy, like flipping pieces of chicken, or if you've got like a bunch of asparagus and you're going to flip it. It just makes it a much easier process.
For sure, especially getting in.
They're not the most famous with chefs, I will say that. Like, I still like my kitchen tongs, but I use the tongs a lot, the Great Tongs, like when we're doing our filming and stuff like that. And even for burgers, it does a great job. For
sure, that's a good little accessory that I need to get. So we've knocked out a lot of the questions already. You got anything else for us? We got about 2 minutes left, and if you got to go, you
tell me about what's your favorite grill.
Mine's a Rectech for sure, pellet. Now, if we're talking pellet versus, of course, I got a reverse flow East Texas smoker company out of Tyler, Texas. That's my big 250 gallon. But the home grill, whether it's big size, small size, Rectech all the way. Ever since I got that one in 17, then I got the Trailblazer. Now I've used other ones. Starts with a T. It ain't nothing that I don't even know how those work. I mean, it took 50 minutes just to get to 230 one time when I was doing a demo at Ace Hardware.
It's those controllers.
Yeah, that's not, and they say well, that one's not a PID, but the PID, controller, I'd never go past probably not even 1 degree on my Rectech. I don't care how hot it is outside. It stays where I set it every single time, and I'm spoiled.
Yep, they've figured it out, man. They figured it out, and it shows because, like, again, reiterating, I'm making barbecue that is better than I should be making. I don't have any right producing brisket that good.
It helps you. It helps you learn too. I consider it. For the new beginners, really don't focus on the fire aspect of it, and feeding all that fire stuff. Work on your ingredients, basically work on your ingredients and your recipe, and let the smoker do all your work, and then you'll become more of a pro at it. And that's the great thing with pellet smokers, and then Rectech for one.
It is
the pellet
smoker. And the other nice thing in this business too is that we get people giving us their seasonings and stuff all the time. So it's like there's no lack of good quality rubs and whatnot to use on these.
Right.
These
so
that
Dan Arnold said, so you do a lot with suckle busters? Y'all use?
Yeah, Dan's a good guy. I love his stuff.
Yeah, that's my go-to.
SCG is one of my favorites.
Absolutely. Yep. Well, we got 27 seconds left. You are more than welcome to hang out on the phone and discuss all the other things I have to talk about, or you can, we'll see you.
Now, I fortunately work calls, and there's lots going on here. But I will definitely tune in to hear it for sure. There will be a replay, I assume?
Yeah, there will be. Appreciate calling in, Michael.
All right, anytime. Let me know. I'd love to do it again.
Will do, man. Have a good day.
All right, you too. Right. Bye-bye.
We'll be back.
Follow Chef Patrick Mosier on Twitter @FoodBizPro.
Got an old car? You can donate it, whether it's running or not, to the United Breast Cancer Foundation and save a life. They'll even come and pick it up for free. The United Breast Cancer Foundation has saved hundreds of women's lives through their free or low-cost breast screen exams. But now they need your help. The United Breast Cancer Foundation wants to save more lives through early detection by offering women free or low-cost breast screening exams. And donating your old car, SUV, or truck, whether it's running or not, helps pay for them. Plus, you get a charitable tax deduction. Help the United Breast Cancer Foundation save lives by donating your old car, SUV, or truck. Call now for free pickup. 800-245-0823. 800-245-0823. 800-245-0823. Call right now. That number again is 800-245-0823.
Never Forgotten Apparel is more than just a premium women's and men's clothing line. It's a movement to remind us to wear American-made and serve those who serve us. Our heroes. Never Forgotten Apparel gives 20% of their total sales to nonprofits that support homeless veterans and off-duty firefighters, and 50% to individual veterans and firefighters in need nationwide. Check out neverforgottenapparel.com. Use promo code MATT, M-A-T-T, and get 15% off your purchase.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-570-6630. 800-570-6630. That's 800-570-6630. Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
And we're back with the Texas Barbecue Show. We just had Michael with GrillGrate.com joining us. Thank you for calling in, Michael. GrillGrate's doing something awesome. There's a plethora of recipes you can do with GrillGrate. So go to GrillGrate.com, check them out. You'll see my Tutorial Thursday videos where I'm utilizing GrillGrate in them. It's something awesome. So we're going to have some callers call in here in about 10 minutes. And that phone number for the Spoonie call line is 202-900-3990. And call in about 5 minutes, whoever wants to call in and get going. I'm going to run through the stuff that I got since I talk so fast. And then we'll just have a foodie conversation on the line with everybody. So, we got Raw. I got Raw coming up this weekend for all y'all. It's going to be at Raw Brewery, 1 to 3. We're going to be doing tacos. I think I might start doing just tacos at Raw, just because their beers are, to me, they got like Palado de Mango, Adios Pantalones. It's a Mexican inspired beer to me. That might not be correct, but it goes damn good with tacos. Excuse me. So, we're going to do the pulled pork tacos that I did last time, mango chipotle slaw, guacamole salsa. Then we're going to do some brisket. I don't know if I'm going to chop it or shred it. All depends on how Friday goes and what I choose to do. But it's going to be brisket with a cotija cheese, a creamy chipotle sauce that I make. And I actually did tri-tip tacos last night and videoed everything to do a tutorial Thursday for tomorrow. So tomorrow's Tutorial Thursday on Rack Attack Barbecue page is going to be tri-tip tacos, and it will have the recipe for this creamy chipotle sauce that I will have on Saturday at Raw Brewery. And let's see what else. So something I did this past week, I was hanging out at my buddy Party Foul Steve, his house on, Saturday evening, and was just browsing through Facebook, and this gentleman named Justin said, I will put my ribs up against anyone, barbecue fight me, bro. Well, of course, he'd been drinking. I think I had some too. I replied back, let's do it. If everyone that knows me, I don't steer away from a challenge at all. And every dog has his day. I lost. We'll jump to the very end and we'll come back. So I let him use the Trailblazer, and I use the RT300, which essentially are the same equipment. He had the upper hand with using cherry wood for pork ribs, which is what I usually use, but I didn't want to take out all the pellets in my smoker and that I was going to use and fill it up with cherry as well. I let him have that cherry wood along with his other ingredients, and obviously that showed because everyone voted for his, and it was a friendly competition at the house. It was freaking fun. We had a blast. But that shows that so I should have done cherry, but I did pecan. And just with anything in cooking, if you find that one recipe that does great every single time, don't steer away from it, because then you're just going to get that result that you don't want. And obviously I got the result I didn't want, and that's losing. But hey, that's how it goes. And that was fun. Justin, good job, buddy. So what else? Topic of the day. See, I run through this so quickly, but I got some, I know some people that are going to be calling in. So my topic of the day is customer service. And I wish I had Patrick here to kind of go back and forth with me. But customer service is huge in the restaurant or any business, an example that I came across that it would be something that we could, I could just talk about. I guess I'm talking to myself right now because I'm not talking with anybody. But if a order comes out wrong, raw, not non-satisfactory to a certain extent, do you, as the as the cook or not the customer, do you make an excuse? How do you go about apologizing, or just give them a refund without giving a reason? Now, what if something is cold? Let's say it's the first hour of being open, and you got beans that are refrigerator cold, and you open at 11, it's 11:15, 11:30. Someone comes, they order beans, brisket, ribs, and they come up to you, 11:45 or 11:40, just right after they sat down and ate, and they got cold beans. Do you say to them, well, you got here too early? Or do you say, sorry, let me get you a replacement. I'm not sure what happened. Now, that's an example that actually is a real life example. I won't say any names or name what it was or who it was. But that's something that just made me laugh and another buddy of mine laugh. Like, how do you serve cold beans at 11:30 when it's the beginning of service? You should have been well prepared before then, but you don't even give a replacement, and it goes into a magazine article. I don't get that. So that I was trying to think of topics of the day last night when I was making all my notes on what I was going to fill up this space of internet radio with and Facebook Live with, and that's the topic I came up with. Customer service is key with any business. Make sure you're getting with your customers. Don't let them walk out the door if this is a restaurant setting or any. I don't have a brick and mortar or a place of business, so mine's always on the phone and then drop off, deliver. But anyways, you always never let that customer leave unsatisfied. Whether just address the problem from the get-go, and you'll most of the time never have a bad review if you solve that issue firsthand. And make sure if you're the only one that does the customer service side of things, or if you're the front of house, you need to delegate that front of house to somebody that touches tables. So be a table toucher. That's what I started as when I first did my first restaurant gig. And I like the people aspect of it. You touch that table, you make sure everything's good. They walk out coming back for you or coming back for the food. And that, saves you from getting a bad review if they never talked to anybody. They went, sat down, ate some bad food. No one talked to them. They left. Yeah, they're going to make a review. So always just be a table toucher. Always talk to your customers. Find time to talk to your customers in some way. It should be you. If you're the cook, if it's you making that food, if you're the chef, always just find time to go and table touch. So yeah, that's my topic of the day, is as good as that can get. So let's go ahead and get some callers in. Let me see. Ron, do we have any calls? Oh no, dead air. Well, in the meantime, so next week we're going to have Catherine. Do you have any calls at all? No? Okay. Next week we got Catherine Stiles. She is owner of barbecuewife.com and wife to Shane Stiles of Stiles Switch Barbecue in Austin and The Switch in Dripping Springs. So they own some barbecue restaurants, and she owns the Barbecue Wife, where you can get the Bloody Mary mix, margarita mix, which are freaking fantastic. I will have those on the show. I'll probably have a Bloody Mary next Tuesday while we're doing the show and have her call in and tell us all about her business, all the apparel that she makes, where she comes up with the cool sayings. As some of you've seen on my Facebook page, my son has a t-shirt that says, "My daddy smells like brisket." That's funny. That's cute. That's funny. I want to buy another one for the youngest child because that is so true. So, let's see. Sorry, guys. What else? So we got Raw this weekend. We talked about the barbecue cook-off. Well, let's see. We need somebody to call in. I think we got somebody.
We've got a caller from 972 area.
Okay, that'll work. You are on the Texas Barbecue Show.
Good afternoon, Brandon. Hey, it's Larry Beasley.
Hey, man, how are you?
Good. Hey, my son asked me if we could cook a brisket this weekend, and I struggle with the time commitment and cooking in apartment life and having to sit out there the whole time with it. And I thought this weekend might be a good time to try the hot and fast method.
Yeah.
And I was just curious if you had any strategies or anything I need to look out for or be prepared for, or this would be my first attempt, so I'd love to hear your advice.
So we're talking about the on the Weber, right? The one that you have at the house, or the apartment is the Weber?
Yes, sir.
So yeah, that's doable. From start to finish, it should be about 6 hours. Let me think. So 6.5 hours from start to finish, and that includes the rest. So get your Weber to 350. That's
okay.
A lot of people do 425, 450. To me, we want a tad bit of smoke, even though, that smoke is really never going, you're not getting smoke flavor. I guess I scientifically need to say this correctly. After 300, no smoke, the rest is just heat, right? So 350 is going to be best for hot and fast. Wrap to color, of course. So usually 2 hours. So when you're at 350, it's 2 hours, low and slow. For me, it's 6 hours. So after that 2 hours, you're going to double wrap it in foil. And so my go-to for hot and fast when I have done this in the beginning. So in the beginning of my, catering and stuff with me having my son is, the youngest is 1.5. He was back last year was, 6 months old. So there was not a lot of times where I could just stay up all night and do it. So I would get up really, really early the next morning and do hot and fast briskets because I was a lot of times doing chopped beef sandwiches. So I learned that hot and fast that way. But get some beef consomme.
Okay.
So when you get after that 2 hours and you're at your color, get double lay down your foil with your brisket and then pour some of that beef consomme in there and then wrap it up real tight. Kind of like on my pulled pork video. We don't want any air pockets in there, and because that'll get all that moisture, and then boom, your bark is gone. But yeah, double wrap it with the beef consomme, and that's over there by the soup and all the Campbell's stuff. It's a Campbell's beef consomme can, and then back on that smoker, and it should be about 2.5 hours later. You'll be at 205, 206.
Okay.
And then you're ready to wrap it in a beach towel, put it on your counter, and then after 2 hours, you should be good to go. So it's
spritzing or no spritzing?
No spritz. I don't spritz. Now it might be probably just because my smoker. So I would take it as that first 2 hours before you wrap it. Check it after an hour. If it's looking like super dry, go ahead, spritz it, and you can take that can of beef consomme. Put it in a spray bottle if you have an empty spray bottle and spritz it with that, or you could do water.
Okay.
I wouldn't use apple juice, and obviously this is all coming from my opinion, and everything's opinion anyways. But yeah, do the beef consomme spray if it looks a little bit too dry. But yeah, just wrap it after 2 hours. Then you got about 2.5 more hours till you hit that internal of 205, 206, and then rest it on the counter. Wrap it in a beach towel, as is in the foil wrap beach towel. And then on the counter for 2 hours minimum, and you should be good to go.
I appreciate your time, man, and I love the show. Keep it up.
Thanks, man. You got anything else for me? I think another guy's supposed to call in.
Well, if I got to get some work done here. I'm going in between reports and stuff, but I just want to give you a quick call.
Cool, man. Thanks for
calling.
Thank you,
sir.
See ya. We got one more, guys. Awesome.
805 area code.
You're on the Texas Barbecue Show. You there? Hello.
Hello?
Hey.
Yep, that's you, caller. Go ahead.
All right. Hey, Brandon, it's Chris Campbell.
Hey, man, how are you?
Hey, doing well. Yeah, I need a couple of those My Daddy Smells Like Brisket t-shirts. Those are the best.
Dude, those are all.
True story,
I saw you repost my son's picture on one of your you commented or something like that. I was like, God, that's funny.
Man, it's awesome. I get them like the whole line of them. Then my husband, my son. My grandson. You can do a whole family portrait with those things on.
Oh, you can. Those are awesome.
Hey, so I love fatty moist brisket as much as anyone, and fatty beef ribs and all that kind of stuff. Right. Every now and then, my wife appreciates maybe something a little leaner, a little cleaner. So like this weekend, I'm gonna do some turkey breasts. So when it comes to that, and like chicken or just other like really lean stuff, and I'll quick plug for Suckle-Busters with their no sugar added or no sugar rubs and things like that. Stuff's awesome. But just tips or ideas for just lean cuts. You're sacrificing fat, so you don't want to lose flavor or juice, all that kind of stuff. Just how do you combat that?
So basically you consider all the lean, the cleaner meats, white meat, right? And then with that, you can consider anything that flies. So, turkey, chicken, everything that has a wing. And my go-to that I've always done, and this might be because there's no intramuscular fat like there is on some of the beef and pork that we get. So I brine all my poultry. And, even in turkey and all that. So that would be how you can integrate those flavors, those juices, keep it moist during your cook. And on the turkey, I think we talked just yesterday or so, but you brine your turkey, brine your chicken wings, your leg quarters, all everything white meat I brine. That's my go-to, just to add that flavor and add that moisture in there to keep it from drying out during the cook.
Okay, and so when I throw these turkey breasts on, then best, I guess, wood flavor in there within the rec deck?
Yeah, for turkey, man, I like pecan on turkey.
That's easy. That's what's already in there.
Right, yeah. So really on the cherry wood, I talk about it a lot. I like cherry on pork. Pork butts, pork ribs, and then really everything. So all the beef is pecan for me. But turkey, I don't know why I did pecan. It's pecan on turkey breast that I've made with that Hogwaller honey from Suckle-Busters. That's a game changer and a house winner. You're gonna not get turkey anywhere else after that. Your wife is going to make you cook turkey breasts more often now. So get ready.
That's good though. So you talk about using that for partially in the brine and also then for the rub.
Yep, exactly. So, I might have new listeners that are listening. So on brining, it's a gallon of water. Now, obviously, the more meat you have, you need to cover your meat with the brine. You don't want it just sticking up. And if it floats, you need to
gotta submerge it.
Yeah, get something to submerge it. But the gist of the basic recipe is a gallon of water and a cup of salt. So basically, a cup of salt per gallon of water. So my twist is I do half a cup of salt, half a cup of the seasoning that you're going to use on your meat. So for this instance, it'd be half a cup of salt, half a cup of Hogwaller honey for that turkey breast.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, use your duck fat spray. And leave it. That's afterwards. But brine it for at least, if you can do it the day before. So I guess that'd be 12 hours. Brine is the minimum that I suggest. Some chicken wings and stuff, there's recipes that list 4 hours, minimum. But if you got the time, go all the way. Just let that sucker soak in. Let that salt penetrate. Get those flavors into the meat, and you should be good to go. And it'll be
Then
juicy
rinse,
as all
pat
get out.
dry, duck fat,
Yep.
and rub.
Yeah, make sure you rinse off the meat afterwards. You know, all your flavor and stuff's going to be on the inside, so don't worry about rubbing all that off that you just, you know, spent 12 hours, doing. Just make sure you get all that exterior salt off, because obviously you're putting more seasoning on, and you don't want to just completely make it a salty piece of meat. So.
Mm-hmm. Great. Well, I can't wait, and we'll see you Saturday.
Cool. Oh yeah, are you and the wife going to be
Bar.
coming to RAR? Or just you?
Maybe us, or maybe me and one of the boys, so you can
Okay.
drive me home.
You're right. Yeah, there you go. Awesome, man.
Here you go, son.
Right. Yeah, here's the keys.
All right, dude.
Cool, man. You got anything
Great
else?
job.
I got 9 minutes left. I got 9 minutes left, and I don't think Ron's down to talk. He's on the control board. Who's gone? Oh, okay. Thanks for calling in, Chris. We didn't end that one well. All right, let's see what else. So I'm looking at the Facebook feed. Anybody have any questions on there they want to just throw out on Facebook? I'm watching now and reading as we go. And let me just go ahead and scroll through previous comments. Yeah, Richard Brandt, you got a lot of stuff to buy, man. Chicken enchiladas, Travis. I've totally forgot you asked me about that. I'll get to that next week. I'll probably even do a tutorial Thursday on that. Well, hey, Ron. I don't have anything else. I mean, we could sit here for 8 minutes, or I don't mind cutting it. I don't want to leave people here with nothing to listen to.
You don't have anything else you can talk about, Brandon?
I don't.
Did you already talk about the lollipops?
No.
Come on. It's all right. So show those and talk about them. There you go.
So I made some chicken lollipops.
The drumstick lollipops is
Yes,
what you,
yeah.
right?
So basically, it's a drum, and then you go all the way up to the ball of the meat, and just slice with your boning knife all the way around, and then you'll be able to pull it back, and then
just pull that off the bone clean,
pulls
right?
Right off that bone clean most of the time. It's a little
So
struggle.
you gave me one of those before you went into the show, and here's what I told you. After I ate that, I felt like I needed to take a shower, not because it was bad, but because I got that stuff all over my face.
I figured it's because you're sweating because it's hot.
No, brother, it was good. I mean, those things, those are like the food that you can eat until your stomach hurts kind of food. Yeah. I like chicken dough anyways. Okay. But I had never had it like that. But that sauce, you called it a spicy honey.
It's a hot honey.
Hot honey.
And
I'm a spicy kind of guy anyway, so I like spicy food. Oh yeah. Well, they don't like me.
They don't like you?
Oh no, but I like them.
And I try to bring food every single time.
You do every single time. And I didn't get the chopped sandwich last time. I think we were out, or I had already eaten or something. But
the pulled pork one.
The pulled pork, yeah. But no, I'm. When Patrick said he wasn't going to be here today, I said, "Okay, Brandon's got the show. Brandon can handle this."
I've done good so far.
You
did
well.
7 minutes total. We got 6.5 left. I probably had dead air for a minute. So it's 7 minutes out of an hour.
When you combine all of it, it's fine. This is live radio. I mean, people just you're here as the expert. People want to know what you do. And so, are you still in a food truck?
No, so I've never actually been food truck. So I'm out of the house.
Are you really?
Yeah. So I just have my trailer, all my grills.
Okay, so but you have a trailer though. You can pull a trailer and you cook in a trailer.
It's a smoker.
A smoker.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean,
so where do
barbecue.
you set up normally? I mean, or are you planning to have like a brick and mortar or a location?
The grand scheme, my biggest projection is to get a concession trailer. That way I can set up a couple of days a week.
Is that kind of like a food truck?
Yeah. So
okay.
Just without, it's not the one that you drive. You pull it with the trailer.
Right.
It's got the, the serving window and the commercial kitchen built in that's permitted. That is my goal. That way I could do twice a week in a stationary place where I can have an address. So such and such, Burleson, Texas, Friday and Saturday, 11 to sold out basically. Right. And then the rest of the days I want to have open to do, caterings, do the podcast, special events where, I might go to Dallas and feed Blaze Media. That's
Right.
I'm feeding Blaze on Monday.
Gotcha.
This coming Monday. So
Yeah.
I want to be open to do fun things.
Right.
Educate people like I'm doing now. I might not be too smart at it, or I don't.
Well, no, but
I
you
don't
got to
know
get
what
the
people
start,
really
right?
believe. Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I heard you last week, or maybe the week before, I think it was, talking about that you and Chad Prather and you guys kind of get together some. Well, I live down in Burleson too, so
You live by me?
I don't know. I don't know whereabouts in Burleson do you live?
Oak Grove and 1187, right before QT.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm out on. I'm literally on the Crowley Burleson line, out
by
of
Walmart.
Out of 1187, past Walmart. You know where the Kroger is.
Yeah.
Sorry for all the folks that are listening, but
Towards
I'm trying to
Mickey
draw
D's?
a picture for him here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So John Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you go John Jones to Summercrest. Yeah, I live right there.
I go that way to go to HEB.
Yes.
See, I drive right past you.
Yep. You
The
do.
apartment complex is right over there.
Yeah, and I've had the privilege of visiting Chad at his home and doing that. So, I good people, people, man, and I enjoy it. But for the last few weeks, we've had guests in the studio here that their restaurant or they do a lot of cooking in the Burleson area.
Right,
I think it's growing as a restaurant.
That's why I went there, and I was initially Mansfield, my hometown where I grew up, and then just there people don't eat there a lot. I mean, and they business owners there that are not even just a food business. They know that people leave Mansfield to go eat. Well, Burleson, most people don't leave Burleson to go to Fort Worth. They
Correct.
stay there.
Correct.
Joshua funnels there. Alvarado funnels there. Cleburne funnels there.
Well, and we've got that newest addition down there right now.
That place that scrapes the bark off of their meat.
Yes, that.
So, and then at the same time, there's plenty to go around.
There is.
Anyways.
Yeah. So that's one of the new ones. And of course, and we had Keith Buttons in from the Rim restaurant
the Rim, right there,
and Rio, is it Rio
Bravo. Oh gosh.
Real Mambo?
Real Mamba.
Yeah. Of course, owned, I think, by the same group of people. They were in. And, it's kind of cool to watch them give their interview here and then go down there and eat in their restaurant because of what I know now about the food there.
You got the inside scoop.
I got the inside scoop, and it's actually a good place to be, realistically. But
right.
no, good. So I'm anxious to be able to frequent your concession trailer or just see how you grow. I mean, because the food you bring in is kicking, dude.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's what, and I like being a kind of small scale too, because a lot of people get lost in that huge commercial scale of doing 40 briskets,
Right,
and 40 or 50 racks of ribs, where consistency kind of gets lost. Where me doing 30 people caterings, 100 people, 50, 60, I got a good cushion of being able to put out literally the best of the best there can be in each single catering. And I honestly rather do that and know, as long as I got everything lined up to where income is right, because everybody has to live with money.
sure.
Of course, a restaurant, you're going to make a bunch of money and then you can pay the bills. That sounds good, and sometimes that is right. But as long as I'm making enough to make a couple of bills, but then give people education like
now,
I'm doing now.
Do you do this full time, chef?
Yeah.
You do? I mean, this is what you do.
All
right?
I do is every day is either
And do you
market
do a
myself.
lot of catering?
I don't do too much.
Okay.
With me not having a brick and mortar, I'm a word of mouth person.
Gotcha.
People can't just go and then they start telling their friends. I can't be in magazines because the editors and the writers want their readers to go to a location.
Right. That makes sense.
I'm just, you
and I've talked about that particular thing before.
So I'm just, it's a slow progress that'll be a longevity deal, not a short term deal. It's going to be awesome.
Now, do you have, and this may be a question that you don't want to particularly answer, but do you have investors looking at you for potentially, would you take investors? Just curious.
It depends. The only thing I would accept as far as investor is probably that concession trailer.
Gotcha.
Because I know a concession trailer that I want, that I know when the time is right, is about $35,000.
Gotcha.
And it's big enough to have a porch on it, big enough to have a double door fridge, where most of them have a single door fridge.
And does something like that, wherever you put it, do you have to be permitted for it?
Yeah, so you'll get that thing permitted through Tarrant County, and it's good for a whole year. So basically, it's like $400, and you're good for the whole year. And then you got to worry about your rent space for it, or the lot space, or even finding a parking lot to sit in.
That's fantastic, brother. Deal. Where can they find you?
Rack Attack Barbecue on Facebook, rackattackbarbecue.com, and Instagram. Next week, Catherine Stiles of barbecuewife.com will be on. See you guys. Tutorial Thursday tomorrow.